we are all doing so many things that are not efficient with our time that if you can create elite habits, you're going to separate yourself very easy
Right,
in this generation.
right. And you just said it there, elite habits, so if you could
Hmm.
bottle up 3 habits every young athlete should steal from a pro, what would they be?
I think what one would be biggest problem with this generation is they don't watch basketball anymore. So they watch highlights, but they don't watch full games. They don't study the game. So I think that's number one because it's the easiest way to get better without being on the court is watching the game or studying the game. Same thing. Easiest time ever. You have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. You just, instead of watching stupid shit, watch things that inspire you and make you better.
Yeah,
I would say that's one. I would say two, Kaizen. Have the mindset of become 1% better every day. If you can, even if it's just 1 minute or take one shot extra after practice, but every day do something more than the guy next to you. Like I once gave a presentation in Kazakhstan this year about showing how mini habits create big results. So I made like a graphic with two players, player A, player B. And player A always leaves immediately after practice. And player B would stay longer in practice and make 3 spots, 5 3-pointers. So 15 shots in total. And then we would see they would be both 14 years old. And then we would see how their career would go. And then by the age of, I think, 20, he would have made, what was it? I know, um, more than 50,000 3-pointers more than the other player. Like who's going to be the best shooter? And this is a habit that only takes 2 minutes after every practice. Mini habits lead to huge results, like you said during COVID.
yeah,
If you're studying all that stuff, you're doing more than 99%. So you're in the 1% club. And if you
right.
can do that every day, like it's not rocket science. If you can take it a step further every day, in 1 year, even you're gonna be in the 1%. What are you gonna be in 10 years, in 15 years? Like the sky is the limit. And I think
Yeah.
that's the same thing. Like I asked Coach Popovich, what was the biggest advice you have for me? And he said, every day wake up thinking that you don't know anything because you will stay curious. He said, never lose a white belt mentality, like fighting sports. If you can separate your ego and just think like, okay, I need to learn every day and I don't know anything, you're going to find answers and you're going to separate yourself from everybody else.
Yeah, I love that, man. Have the white belt mentality. That is so true because you're always a student learning,
Yes.
which is the lesson of life. And we say the word elite, great. We look at players like Steph, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi,
Hmm.
Luka Doncic, and we all admire and can recognize that greatness, but very few really want to replicate that. Like there not many athletes who really want to go for a training session just practicing the fundamentals or the basics or going through
Hmm.
film or really
Yes.
challenging themselves. So what's the biggest misconception young players have about
Yes.
becoming elite, would you say?
Yes. I think the biggest misconception players have is that they think becoming elite is all about sacrifices and like working hard and grinding. And I think same thing if I look at my best players or if Steph Curry is the best example you just used is they keep having fun. They still love the game like they loved as a kid. If something is hard, if you need to hustle, you need to grind, you need to force, then it's very hard to stay disciplined because you put yourself always, I need to do this, I need to do this training. But if you are just having fun, then basketball becomes what you love to do. I don't want to do anything else rather than play basketball. If you have this mindset, then you see practice as super fun, and practices are super fun, which is, I think, goes hand in hand with the small sided games. Everybody loves playing games or everybody loves being challenged with the CLA. Then if you keep having fun, then learning becomes natural and discipline doesn't become force, it becomes flow, if that makes
Ooh,
sense.
say that again, coach.
Yeah.
That was a gem. Wow.
Now, discipline doesn't become force, it becomes flow.